Hey guys, Oblivion here, coming at you with a Sea Lancer tutorial. This is a series of videos that I kind of want to put up, almost like Yu-Gi-Oh! Rocks. If you guys are subscribed to him, he does a lot of, he calls them frogology type thing. I think that that's a pretty creative thing, but I'm not really going to give this any fancy title or anything like that. This is just some basic plays that are people that are interested in playing Sea Lancer. Before I get started, I want to say that, remember, this is not Frog Monarchs, so the difference between Frog Monarchs and Sea Lancer is that Sea Lancer is more of a plussy deck, and what I mean by that is that it focuses a lot on hand advantage instead of Monarchs that you want to throw Monarchs out every turn by controlling the field to control the field and stuff like that. Sea Lancer is basically just to slowly like. Oh god, sorry about that, guys. Okay, there you go. I muted my computer. Yeah, that was the end. So, anyways, Sea Lancer is more on focusing on little small pushes while you keep on plussing. Your opponent is wasting resources trying to get Sea Lancer off the board or Light and Darkness Dragon, and you just keep on plussing by getting hand advantage with your frogs or something of that sort. So now this is a very basic hand that you usually open up. You run 3 Sea Lancer, 3 Swap Frog, and 3 Light and Darkness Dragon. Now Light and Darkness Dragon I'm going to leave it to later, so we're going to put him off to the side. This is what I want to focus on right now. This is basically like a sample of your opening hand, like you would usually open up. Now the Rodent Totem could be interchangeable to like a Dew Frog or a Poison Draw Frog or something, but for this example, let's use the Rodent Totem because it just goes a lot smoother with the Rodent Totem. So this is going to be our hand. Okay, now remember that Swap Frog's effect is that you could special summon him by ditching a water monster, and then when he's summoned in general, you could ditch a water monster from your deck to the graveyard, which is amazing. I love this card so much because it basically like gives you a +1 in my opinion. Yes, I know realistically it does not give you a +1, but you normal summon him. Right, you get to deck thin whatever you need off your deck. You get to deck thin, making you draw into your Light and Darkness faster, or your Caius the Shadow Monarch faster, or Sea Lancer, or Jinzo, for the love of God. I don't know, but it just deck thins your deck to a very good extent. While you also have your Rodent Totem to make you plus by going to Gachi Gachis, Dark Mist, Augustos, and you can keep on redoing that by bouncing it back and doing it next turn. So yeah, it's really good. So anyways, guys, let's just get on with the play. So, Sea Lancer is going to be here in my hand, and, well, all 3 are going to be in my hand. But this is going to be your ideal play to go into first turn. You guys have no idea how good is opening up Sea Lancer first turn with a Swap Frog and a Frog monster in general. Like I said, Rodent Totem would be our example for this. So, because, I mean, basically, this is usually my first turn play if I open up these 3 guys right here. Okay? I am going to go and special summon the Swap Frog by ditching the Rodent Totem. Okay, so let's put the grave right there, Rodent Totem. Swap Frog effect activates. Remember, this isn't Frog Monarch, so you're not going to go for the Treeborn usually first turn. You never go for the Treeborn. Unless you have like a handful of like single tributes and like he's your only frog, you usually go for the Treeborn there. But like I said, Swap Frog effect activates if this is first turn, they don't have anything. You're going to dump the Dupe Frog. So Dupe Frog is in the graveyard. Reason why you dump Dupe Frog is because of this play right here. Now remember, you have a Rodent Totem in the grave. Rodent Totem's effect activates that you could special summon him out by banishing a frog from your graveyard. Now you have a Sea Lancer at hand. You will tribute the Rodent Totem, okay, to normal summon the Sea Lancer. Now, reason is why you never bounce back to swap. Like, if you special summon out the Rodent Totem and bounce back to swap, don't do that. Reason being, because if your opponent Valors the Sea Lancer, that's it. You have a weak 1300 monster on the field that can do absolutely anything. Okay? Remember, Sea Lancer's effect is that you could, once while he's on the field, so like, you can only activate this effect once while he's on the field. So if they destroy it and you bring him back via Light and Darkness Dragon or something like that, you could activate this effect again. If you bounce him back with Swap Frog's effect and normal summon again, you could activate his effect again. So don't be fooled by that, okay? It's not like once per duel or once per turn. Don't worry about that. So you always want Swap Frog right next to your Sea Lancer, usually first turn, because if anything were to happen to Sea Lancer, you like if they Veiler you, this is a perfect example why you want your Sea Lancer. If I'm sorry, your Swap Frog is that if they Veiler your Sea Lancer, right? You could bounce back Sea Lancer back to your hand, okay? And Swap Frog will stay on the field. You'll usually die, so Swap Frog usually dies, right? So now you have a Rodent Totem and a Swap Frog in the grave, and a banished Dupe Frog. Okay, your turn again. You special summon out the Rodent Totem by banishing a Swap Frog. Tribute off the Rodent Totem. Normal summon Swap for I'm sorry, Sea Lancer, and usually more than likely they never have two Veilers or a Fiendish Chain, and you activate his effect to equip two frogs, and now he's even harder to get over. So basically, first turn you usually like. Let's go back to our first turn play here. You usually have him with one equip, which would be the Dupe Frog, and you normal summon the 2300 beat stick that your opponent needs to destroy twice to get him off the board, and you get Dupe Frog's effect to deck thin, which is usually if they don't Veiler, you usually bounce back to Swap Frog during your turn, and they would destroy the Sea Lancer. Dupe Frog would go to the grave. You would search out a frog monster, which would usually be like the Treeborn or a Poison Draw Frog or something like that, and then you're ready for another Swap Frog play next turn. So it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, I'm going to show you guys the same exact move, but with a Rodent Totem and a basically first turn Light and Darkness Dragon. This also combos, you know what? Not even first turn. Like, this usually combos amazingly with a Sea Lancer, because you have two monsters you could discard, deck thinning, and as well as feeding your Rodent Totem food and feeding your Sea Lancer. But I mean, we'll get to that some other time. So, like I said, my point right here is just to put like a 3-card combo on board. So you know, you open up your hand of 6. Usually always open up these 3 cards. Like I said, it could be interchangeable between a Poison Draw Frog, or, you know, here for this example, we'll even use a Dupe Frog, right? Remember, you're running 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these. So, really easy to pull. So, okay, this is going to be your first turn play. You're going to ditch the Dupe Frog, special summon out the Swap Frog. Swap Frog effect activates. You're going to ditch the Rodent Totem. So there you go, you have a Rodent Totem in the grave. Rodent Totem's effect activates by banishing a Dupe Frog to special out the Rodent Totem. And there you go, you have 2 tributes, and you did not normal summon. So you tribute off these 2 monsters on the field, normal summon a Lad. And that right there is an amazing play. Why? Because you first turn Ladded an opponent, and your opponent opens up with 6 cards in hand. They're going to have to at least throw down 2 cards for Lad to negate, to bring them down to 2300 at most. And, you know, or 3 cards, which will become 1800, and then they'll compute over it or something like that. And then Lad's effect would activate, which is a monster reborn. When it gets destroyed, even if they Solemn Warning Lad, you still get the effect to special summon. Doesn't matter. If they warning Lad, you get the effect to special summon. So, Lad gets destroyed, and you will happily get back your Swap Frog. And then Swap Frog activates to ditch another water, which would probably be a Treeborn Frog, or if you have a Sea Lancer at hand, usually a Poison Draw Frog. And you'll set up for a Rodent Totem play, because you already have a banished Dupe Frog, and you're going to banish a Poison Draw Frog for Sea Lancer. Now, this could also be done with Sea Lancer at hand. Like I said, you run 3 of these guys. Let's do the dupe. You run 3 of these guys. So opening this hand is not common at all. It's really not. So basically what you're going to want to do is dump the Sea Lancer. Let's go ditch a Poison Draw Frog. Okay? Bounce back Swap Frog. Then special summon the Swap Frog by ditching a Dupe Frog. And special summon, ditching a Rodent Totem. Okay, so there you go. You have 2 frogs already in the grave that you could plus off by Rodent Totem. So remember, Swap Frog is already special summoned because you ditched the Dupe Frog for it. You're going to activate Rodent Totem's effect, banishing whichever frog you want. Tribute 2.
normal summon out the Light and Darkness Dragon. They negate, destroy Light and Darkness Dragon. Light and Darkness Dragon effect activates. Usually they only have one monster on the board, so you don't have to worry about a second attack. Normal summon Sea Lancer. I'm sorry, special summon out Sea Lancer. Your turn, banish for Rodentoden. Banish for Rodentoden by banishing the Poison Draw Frog. Activate Sea Lancer's effect. Equip 2, and there you go. You have two cards that literally are amazing together. If they destroy Sea Lancer, you send the dupe, search a frog. If they destroy it a second time, send the draw frog, and you get to draw off Sea Lancer. So yeah, guys, those are very basic combos for an opening hand for Sea Lancer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want me to keep on continuing it, just leave a like and tell me what you guys want me to cover. And that's really it for this video, and this has been Oblivion. Sorry I didn't upload yesterday, guys. It was my birthday, so yeah. This has been Oblivion. Catch you guys later. Deuces.